Hey, mama. Welcome to the Fit Postpartum Mom Podcast. I'm Jena, and today we are going to be diving into what it really looks like to be supported through birth and postpartum recovery. If you've ever wondered what a doula actually does and how you can make your birth experience more empowering, or how to prepare emotionally for the transition into motherhood, this conversation is definitely for you. I sat down with Kristin from Gold Coast Doulas to unpack some powerful truths, but common myths, and give you practical advice that will help you feel more confident walking into this season of life. Are you ready? Let's go. Are you finding it hard to keep up with the demands of motherhood because your energy is always low? Is your weak core holding you back from feeling strong and confident in your postpartum journey? Do you avoid looking in the mirror because you're not happy with what you see? Hey mama, welcome to the Fit Postpartum Mom Podcast, where you'll learn how to reclaim your energy, strengthen your body after pregnancy, and finally say goodbye to the postpartum pooch in less time. Hi, I'm Dr. Jena, but you can call me Jena, and I'm a physical therapist, wife, and mom of 4 girls who has cracked the code on how to strengthen your core postpartum in the easiest and safest way possible. I too struggled with my postpartum fitness journey as a new mom, but now I'm stronger than ever, and I'm here to help you do the same without the stress, exhaustion, or struggle. If you're ready to fit fitness into your busy schedule while you navigate your postpartum journey and stay motivated along the way, then you're in the right place. It's all about progress, not perfection, and I'm here to help walk you through that journey to feeling strong, confident, and energized. That energy comes from within, not your coffee. Let's roll out that yoga mat, girl. It's time to do this. Hey mama, what if I told you that for 10 straight weeks, I'm going to show up live every Monday to personally check in on you, walk you through what exercises to do on each week of the month, and answer your questions and help you stay on track. For the first time ever, I'm launching a bonus crash course component inside of my 6-month postpartum ab rehab program. I'm so excited to do this, and it's all part of my special Mother's Day flash sale. $200 off plus 10 weeks of power coaching with me. Doors open on May 5th after my free postpartum ab 101 webinar. So mark your calendars and I will see you there. Today, I'm excited to have Kristin Revere on the show. She's the founder and owner of Gold Coast Doulas, a West Michigan-based birth and postpartum doula agency. And with years of experience, Kristin is passionate about supporting families through pregnancy, childbirth, and early parenthood. She is also a certified speaker and advocate, having presented at notable conferences such as DoulaCon and NASDAQ Entrepreneurial Center. Additionally, Kristin co-authored the book Supported, Your Guide to Birth and Baby. Through her agency, she offers comprehensive in-person and virtual services empowering families worldwide. Let's listen in to our conversation. Hi, Kristin. Welcome to the show. Can you please tell us a little bit about yourself?
So excited to be here, Jena. So I am a certified birth doula, a postpartum doula, a newborn care specialist, childbirth educator, you name it. In the non-medical birth and baby space, I am certified in pretty much everything related to birth and baby. So my agency, Gold Coast Doulas, focuses on overnight newborn care. We also support families with sleep consulting and classes, everything from a grandparents class to preparing for multiples to newborn survival. So we love offering judgment-free, full service support to families.
That's wonderful. Wow, you are blessing so many women. That's so great. Well, I'm excited to dive into some more information about your role as a doula and how can doulas help in the birthing process, but postpartum recovery. Can you elaborate a little bit more on what you can do in that area?
Of course. So when people think about doulas, it's usually that role of a birth doula. And birth doulas support families in three primary ways, no matter where they choose to have their baby: birth center, hospital, home. And that would be with information and resources like physical therapists, of course, and nutritionists and acupuncturists and support groups in the area. And then we can also provide physical support during the labor and birth. And that could be anything from position changes to hip squeezes, counter pressure. And then we can help them with their breathing and, give them information if decisions need to be made during the birth. If labor stalled, for example, we can help them ask questions so they're making informed decisions. So we are not midwives, and are there more for a coaching and physical support role in the birth. And then postpartum doulas have that similar education and giving resources to our clients. Like if they're seeking support with breastfeeding beyond what we're trained to offer, then we can refer them to an IBCLC or other lactation consultant. And then we can help them achieve their goals. So every postpartum day or client may be different in their needs. Some want help with sibling care or light meal preparation and household tasks like vacuuming, things that you can't do after delivering. And others want time to nap or, just sit on their deck and have a cup of tea and feel a little bit more like themselves. And others then want more of that focus on rest and want a doula there overnight to care for baby so they can sleep.
Wow, that sounds amazing. I'm just thinking about the sibling care because, I have four and how that would be so helpful to have a doula there to help with the siblings, but also getting that nap. I'm a big advocate for taking naps. It really helps the body to restore, and just having someone like a doula to help provide that time to nap is just golden, golden, so good. And I love hearing about how doulas can help with the position change with childbirth. That's really important. And I think that's something that is really overlooked, but really, really important. Do you have any positions that you prefer, or how do you know what positions to put the women in?
So I happen to be spinning babies trained. There's also other similar methods like body ready method that I am not trained in. But knowing again, if baby is malpositioned, like a posterior baby, or if baby's like just tilted a little bit to the side, then knowing how to help them navigate the birth canal and trying positions like hands and knees and getting them to move the hips using figure eights, giving a little bit of pressure on the side, or knowing, different techniques. If an epidural is used, then we work with the nurse to do any position changes, of course.
That's great. That's great. So, how can working with a doula improve a mother's overall birth experience and the postpartum experience?
Okay. So certainly there's so much evidence showing that doulas reduce interventions. We reduce the rate of cesarean births. And the biggest thing is we increase satisfaction no matter the outcome of the birth. And the reason for that is that continuous support in labor. So providers, whether you have a nurse midwife in the hospital or an OB, they're busy, they have other patients, they're in and out of the room. The doula is there with the couple through all of the labor. And nurses may have shift changes, they're in and out of the room. They're responsible for the health of the mother and the baby. We're responsible for their experience and their mental health and helping them cope, and also helping the partner to better engage and support during labor, because partners often want things to do. They want to help, but also, have a hard time seeing their beloved in any kind of discomfort. And so they want to fix things. And your goal may be to avoid interventions. And the partner's like, well, let's just get an epidural. You're uncomfortable. And so a doula can help them talk through that. But we support all types of births, surgical births, epidurals, unmedicated. So doulas are not just for unmedicated or home births.
Okay, that does clear things up for me because I was not sure about that. And I think that's a great thing to talk about is just to say that any kind of birth, doulas are available. And I love how, I think when I go to a doctor's office, I always like to have my partner or someone with me just to be like an extra set of ears. And I feel like when you're giving birth, the husband and the wife are so in the middle of it all that it's hard to think clearly. But the doula is the clear thinker. The doula is the one that has the experience and has seen all the births, And so why not have that listening ear, that, voice of reason to just bounce ideas off of or ask questions, and you're always available. That's, I think, the best part about it is that you're not left alone. And when you're left alone, it's hard to think about like, okay, what's happening? What's going on in this moment? And the doula is just there to just reassure the mom and the husband that everything's okay, this is normal, or maybe, yeah, we should probably go call the doctor about this right now. So I love
Exactly.
that you're available for that.
Yes, and I know I had doulas with my second birth, and my husband needed to check in on my daughter. So we had some childcare challenges during labor. And so he was able to step out and make some calls, and my doulas were there supporting me. So I was never left alone. Same goes for partners needing a meal during labor. They can go down to the cafeteria instead of bringing up food that may make, the mother feel very nauseous or uncomfortable. They can go have a meal and know that if anything gets going, the doula is going to be texting or calling them to get back up into the room.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, much needed service for sure. So, what are some common misconceptions about doulas and their work? I mean, I already had this thought that it was always an unmedicated birth, but that's not the case. Is there anything else?
So, for postpartum doulas, the biggest misconception in what I'm seeing in the media is that postpartum doulas are only for the elite or celebrities, and that it's not accessible to all families. And that is not true. At Gold Coast, someone can hire us for 3 daytime, 3 hour shifts. So 10 hours total or one overnight. It doesn't have to be 7 nights a week, 10-hour shifts. So we're able to come in and help get strong systems in the household, even, cover if a partner is traveling for a night and they need support. So it isn't something that is not accessible to all, and health savings plans and flex spending cover doulas, both birth and postpartum. And then there are these fertility benefits now that cover birth and postpartum doulas, like Carrot is the biggest one, covers 6 weeks of day and night care. And a lot of tech-based companies have that particular benefit. So think of like a LinkedIn, for example. And then there's Progeny and Maven are other benefits that cover both birth and postpartum. And so you don't have to do it alone. It's great to have family help, but doulas can be for any type of feeding, parenting, birthing, not just, again, the unmedicated, or if someone's attachment based, they can still benefit from a postpartum doula versus someone who wants a schedule and a structure.
Yeah, I love how accessible this is for moms. It's not just for birth, it's for postpartum. It's not for the elite, it's for everybody. And there's so many ways that we can get access to you. And this is, again, this is a great way to just spread the word because, I've been in this postpartum world for years and I'm learning a lot already just from this conversation. So, what should moms look for when choosing a doula to support them? Is there an interview process? Like, how do you connect?
Yes, that is such a great question. So choosing your doula is a very intimate process, and you want the doula to have the education and background that fits with your needs. So if a client, say, wants to attempt a vaginal birth after cesarean, a VBAC, it's great to have a doula who not only has experience supporting VBACs because they are so unique, but also is certified as a VBAC doula, not only certified as a birth doula. And so looking at that background and expertise, if you need additional lactation support for a birth or a postpartum doula, we have basic training as doulas, but some doulas on my team are also CLCs, so they can give extra support for all types of feeding. And then personality, even with overnight doulas, you want to trust the person in your home. So knowing with postpartum doulas, that they have CPR first aid, not only for infants, but the entire family. And at Gold Coast, we background check all of our doulas. And so knowing who's in your home and making sure that the goals align and that you feel comfortable with the personality of your birth doula or your postpartum doula. So having a virtual interview or an in-person interview and asking them about why they got into the work, what their doula superpower is, and a bit about their experience and training. And if, they've worked in a particular hospital, for example, and understand the policies and procedures, or are comfortable caring for twins and experience with that, then those would be the questions I would ask.
Oh, that's really helpful. Thanks for explaining that. That's great. Well, how can moms prepare mentally and emotionally for birth? Can you give us some tips on that and the transition into postpartum? So any kind of advice that you can give to the moms listening?
Oh, excellent. So I'm a planner, and I actually took childbirth classes with both of my back-to-back pregnancies. And so I feel like that preparation in pregnancy is so important, and involving the partner in any classes that you take. So at Gold Coast, we offer hypnobirthing, and it's a mind-body focused 5-week class for couples. And it focuses on both the mental aspect of birth as well as the physical, and it's for everything from surgical births to a home birth. And really getting into affirmations and breath work and positive thinking about and understanding your body and what your body's going through during labor and throughout pregnancy to, better respond to anything that may come up in labor. And so I'm a big fan of that method in particular, but anything that you can do to prepare yourself. I look at birth, in a similar way you would to preparing for a race. So, it's that visualization before a track meet, for example. I used to run when I was in high school. And so preparing not only physically with training, but also the mental aspect of birth and even early parenting.
Yeah, that's so key. I actually tell my girls who are in sports to visualize and mentally prepare for that goal, or my gymnast who is on the balance beam to stick her landing. And so when it comes to motherhood and childbirth or anything throughout our motherhood life, we have to visualize and positively think about the things that are going to be happening. And so I love that. I love that advice. Well, Kristen, it's been wonderful talking to you and learning about the role of doulas in our life as a mom. I'm so excited to have you on the show, but I'd love for you to share where everyone could reach you. Tell us a little bit more about where they can find your company and where they can listen to you. Just where can everyone find you?
Excellent. So my website is goldcoastdoulas.com, and you can find all of our services. We have some virtual services, including sleep consulting and some classes. And then we are located in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and serve a lot of the lakeshore communities up and down Lake Michigan. So yeah, as far as social media, we can be found on everything from Instagram to Facebook to TikTok, Pinterest. We do a lot of creative boards for even planning for the postnatal phase or what to put on your baby registry, for example. And I have a podcast, Ask the Doulas, that interviews experts like yourself. In fact, you were recently interviewed by me, so I'm excited for that to come out. And then I have a book that I co-authored, Supported Your Guide to Birth and Baby, that gives you all of the options and experts, including physical therapists, and is fitness focused. And so you can better plan not only for your birth, but also that very important postnatal recovery time.
Okay, everybody go check out her book and listen to her podcast, Ask the Doulas. Thanks, Kristin, for being here.
Thank you, Jena.
Wasn't that such a powerful conversation? I loved it. If you love this interview as much as I did, definitely go check out Kristin's podcast, Ask the Doulas. For more support and more insight, she is a wealth of knowledge. And Mama, don't forget to mark your calendar. The week before Mother's Day, starting May 5th, I'm dropping a flash sale on my postpartum ab rehab 6-month group coaching program. And I'm releasing a brand new free training, Postpartum Ab 101, the updated training. I'm so excited. You don't want to miss this. And be sure to come back for another episode next week on the Fit Postpartum Mom podcast. And of course, remember to always live core strong. Hey Mama, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If so, would you take 30 seconds and leave a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts? It would bring me so much joy. Simply scroll down to the stars and click Write a Review. Your review will help more women discover our podcast. Let's grow this fit mom movement together. And if you want your friends to come alongside you on this postpartum fitness journey, invite them to our free Facebook group where you can get motivated together. Community is key to success, and that's what I want for you. So join ours by going to the link in the show notes, and before you know it, the baby weight will be falling off as quickly as those stinky diapers. I can't wait to see you on the next episode of the Fit Postpartum Mom podcast.